ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Estic Media on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe now, okay? Let me spell it out to you so it will not be difficult for you to locate. Estiqmedia. And of course, on Estic Media, what do? We give you clarity on everything that encompasses the existence of you and I. So subscribe, like, and I would actually implore you to what? Subscribe to my services. We do more beyond talk, right? We do brand representation, we do scripting, we do consultation for your program. If you're setting up any media outlet, whether online or offline or terrestrial, Estic Media is your go-to plug. Okay, so what are we talking about this very, very beautiful day? I have to call it beautiful because regardless of what's going on in the country, we need to exist. All right, and the first way to exist in this country is to make yourself happy. So let me give you a detail of what transpired. Now, you know there has been an ongoing protest in Kenya, right? You recall the first time the protest occurred, it was about their finance bill. Now, when that bill was introduced, which was through the advisement from the World Bank to the Kenyan president or to the Kenyan government, that was the only way through which they could be guaranteed to get a loan, the citizens refused. Now, they started online by saying no to the finance bill because there was multi-dimensional poverty and they were talking about the cost of living, which is not favorable to the average Kenyan. They started their clamor on social media, but President William Ruto did not pay attention to it. So when President William Ruto thought he could get away with it, that it was just a murmuring on social media, he decided to go on. But guess what? The Kenyan citizens said, do you know who you are dealing with? We elected you in that position to represent our interest. And if you're not going to do just that, step out of office. And so they came out en masse to protest the finance bill. Well, we know what transpired. A couple of persons died. We saw the gory pictures on the internet, and even their internet services were actually disrupted. That is, we saw some areas whereby they couldn't upload some videos, some pictures. But at the end of the day, that protest actually got stealth, meaning that the finance bill was stamped down. President William Ruto had to do what you call a world press conference where he addressed the Kenyan citizens and telling them that his administration is all about them and making sure that they serve them adequately. But that particular stepping down, that stepping down of the finance bill by William Ruto, did not go down well with the people. They used the opportunity to continue the protest. They started mentioning a couple of other issues that they were discontent with, which they felt that the Kenyan government needed to pay attention to. And so the protest continued. Well, to tell you how it reverberated or how it gained, will you call it, how it gained momentum, the office of the First Lady and Second Lady, the budget for that office scrapped. 47 agencies scrapped, stepped down, and there are a lot more that Kenyan President William Ruto will have to address due to the consistent protests that took place. Power of a united people, right? Exactly. When you tell the government that now we put you there, not you put yourself. And so that's what actually took place. The people stood their ground. In fact, they said if you are not ready to die, do not come out and protest. Young persons died actually, 39. The Kenyan government was saying 12, but those who were on ground said more than 39, about several hundreds injured. But the Kenyans decided to continue the protest and they got what they actually wanted and they're demanding for more. Now, other people are saying that maybe there is a political undertone. They're beginning to go out of hand with the continuous protest. But hey, it just tells you that once a people are united, they will actually achieve their aim and ask the government to be accountable and responsible to the people that elected them. Now, this brings us back home. Why is this particular topic a quite of an interest for us? You remember that on the end during the NSAS protest, you saw what happened. It started quite peacefully, but later we saw how some unscrupulous elements, or you call it parasitic components, took over the what you called NSAS that took place at the time. Now, from NSAS, it was about police brutality, the incarceration and the abuse of fundamental human rights of individuals by the Nigerian police, which actually devolved to other issues that Nigerians actually wanted the federal government to address. Now, we saw how the NSAS protest took place. Persons were arrested. There was a shootout at the time. And up till now, some of them are still in detention, actually being, facing their own prosecution one way or the other. There have been calls for the release of those NSAS protesters. But, well, we're still to see what actually took place and how it's going to go on from there. Now on X, there is a hashtag Tinubu must go. It's been trending for the past couple of days. There is an online community or there's a particular convergence on social media for a protest to commence on the 1st of August to the 10th of August. Now, this is where the caption comes in that is quite interesting. No tribe, no political or religious sentiment to this. It's a collective effort of everybody. Everyone is tired of this administration, the stifling economic condition, the multidimensional poverty, the dilapidated infrastructure, and of course, the several promises that this administration has actually promised and the under deliverables, meaning that what is being represented or manifested is in total contrast to what this administration has promised. So it's quite a lot. Now, the opponents of this particular administration are saying it is due. While some supporters are saying that, oh, you guys are actually saying hashtag, right? Tinubu must actually head along to 2027. Others who are supporting this administration are saying that there are some elements who intend to destabilize the president's administration, especially from the north, because they feel that they have the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has not respected the promises that, or agreement he had with them during the campaign. Others are also attributing the entire imbroglio to obedience. Those who are not happy that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu won. Others are also saying that there are some other opposition political party stalwarts who are egging on or influencing this protest. Well, we don't know how that's going to take place. But you know how the NSAS protest ended, right? And several other occasions the Nigerians have said they wanted to protest, and you saw the fortification. That is, the Nigerian defense mechanism woke up. So anytime there is a call for a protest, you see how they try to clamp it down. So we don't know how effective this supposed communal call for a protest on August 1 to 10 will hold, or how effective it would be, but that's the situation. Now, why I'm saying so is that today at Ikoyi, there was a fortification at the EFCC office. Now, let me describe how the scenario was based on what we read online, right? What the reports actually stemmed from that particular area or axis. The DSS, the Rapid Response Squad, other fortification military armaments were actually there. The squadron, they were all there to ensure that those who said they wanted to protest against the EFCC on the conduct or mannerism with which they conduct their activities, they were going to stop that from taking place. And that's question. Why would you fortify yourself like that if you feel you've been doing what you say you are doing adequately by the law? You recall that just a few days ago, right, we saw reports where the EFCC actually went into a hotel and apprehended about 117 young persons. What actually caught the eye of a lot of Nigerians was a CCTV footage that surfaced online where the EFCC bombarded one of the hotel rooms. A female was there with her pajama, that's her nightwear, and they malhandled her, took her out. And of course, we've seen other instances when the EFCC are carrying out their operations. They malhandle you, they beat you in some instances, they even shoot. They enter your compound like they actually caught you, stealing. So these are the issues that a lot of Nigerians are saying, no, this must not continue. But the EFCC responded by saying that this call on social media for a protest against them is being sponsored by an ex-governor and two senators. Now, we don't know why the EFCC's defense will be coming from that angle. They did not disclose the name of this governor or these senators they claim are the ones sponsoring the supposed protest. But, well, today there was a fortification, a barricade along the EFCC office at Ikoyi. So the question that bears to mind is, if this administration knows they're doing the right thing, why are they afraid of any protest that wants to come forth? Now, others are saying that during the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, when the NSAS protest was ongoing, the northern region did not participate because it was their brother that is in power. So, in other words, it is possible that the southwest region may not participate in this protest because their brother is the one in power. But this protest they are claiming will have no political, ethnic, or religious inclination. It is a protest that represents the interests of all and sundry because it's everybody that's been affected by the stifling economic conditions. What say you? Based on all of this, I've been able to explain, having to do a comparative analysis of the protests in Kenya and the resultant effects. And again, if a protest in Nigeria takes place, considering the end result of the NSAS protest on October 2020. So, well, like I said, it's quite a lot, but we must remember that we elected these public officials and they are meant to be accountable to us. We're meant to ask them questions and they're meant to respond and they're meant to ensure that all the promises they gave us during the campaign, they actually do what they feel it. All right, now looking into other issues as well is quite interesting. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has actually exclaimed that the distribution of electricity in the country is too poor, despite the amount of monies that have been spent in that particular sector. And he was able to express his disappointment with the poor electricity power generation in Nigeria, despite the country's vast size. Nigerians reacted immediately when he made this statement. They were like, Oga, hello, are you serious? Who are you expressing disappointment to? To Nigerians or to yourself? This is exactly what your administration was supposed to do. But other proponents said, hey, give the president time. It's just 1 year. The situation with the power sector has been like this even before he came on board. So you don't expect any miraculous effect to take place in that sector. But the president having to say he's disappointed. Hello, were you not listening to Nigerians when you said categorizing the electricity distribution by saying there's band A and band B and band C? And what do you think Nigerians were complaining about? That's the question a lot of netizens are asking based on the president's expression about his disappointment to the power sector. There's quite a lot actually if you want to look at how things are going on in the country. But what say you with all of this? Finally, there is concerning Nnamdi Kanu, a particular prophet called Prophet Ikuru is asking President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that if he doesn't want a total destabilization of his administration, he should ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is not released. According to him, he called Nnamdi Kanu poisonous and he called him a cancer. And if at all he wants Nnamdi Kanu to be released, he should also call to order all the other agitators as well in the southeast. According to him, he's saying that even if Nnamdi Kanu is released, it doesn't actually depict that there will be total peace or calmness in the southeast. This particular situation has been gotten out of hand. There are some unscrupulous elements that have taken over the fight, and they're actually the ones perpetrating mayhem in the southeast. Would you agree with this prophet Ikuru that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should not be released, despite clamors from all and sundry that it is high time he's released? Considering the fact that he was given a bail at some point and the federal government did not actually approve that, they did not respect the court order. So, what say you based on all of this that we've talked about? It's a Friday. I'd like to know what you think on the comment section. Thank you for staying with us. Make sure you subscribe. Bye for now.